What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video here on Bergen Outdoors. And I'm really upset right now, and I'm about ready to show you why. It has to do with my feeder and this property right here. Let's just jump right into it. So the problem I have is with my feeder here. I came here, I'm leaving for Iowa today, so I came here to check my camera and check up on the feeder. I'm glad I did, because it's been like destroyed. My box that normally sits right here, well, I have a stick in here now so that way my corn doesn't fall off, but it sits right up in there. And there's a battery in here. I'll just show you right now. Probably some of you already know this, but there's like a battery in here and like a computer, and it like spins around and it drops all the corn out on the ground. That's how my feeder works. And someone's came through and they've either, more than likely, I think someone came through and they unscrewed it. It's attached by 4 screws to the whole thing, and there's no damage to my box at all, none at all. So I think someone just unscrewed it and threw it on the ground. All my corn spilled out. I had 4 bags of corn here. I had like $50 worth of corn, and this feeder, four bags. So all the corn spilled out. Luckily, I had a couple bags of corn sitting in my garage that I just keep there just in case I need to refill it real quick. I don't have time to run to the store. So luckily, I have corn to put in the feeder before I leave today. But I'm also gonna have to try to fix this, get some screws and try to put it up here. But another thing that happened is they stole my SD card from my camera, and they moved my camera. This camera has been here for a long time, and it monitors my feeder, and it sits like that. And my SD card's gone too, so they stole my SD card out of my camera and threw it off to the side. And they dismantled my feeder and wasted my $50. And you can see this whole area that's just torn to shreds. All of this is all pushed down, and there's kind of a little bit of a trail right here. I'm not sure who owns this back here, but I know they have cattle sometimes. I know last year they put cattle back there because I was hunting here, and he would come and like feed the cows, and there's cows back here, but it just looks like it's hay. So I don't know if something happened and it just fell off. I don't know if a raccoon climbed up one of these like poles right here. It doesn't seem very likely that a raccoon would climb up this and rip it down. There'd be damage to either my feeder or the box down there. So I'm thinking it's someone, either another landowner around here that hunts, or they saw the feeder or something and they just decided to destroy someone else's stuff. I've had this feeder out here for 4 months. I spend $15 a week on corn. I've had it out here for 4 months. So you guys do the math there. That's quite a bit of money to spend to just have someone come and rip it down. So that's not very respectful of them. They need to kind of watch themselves and stop doing what they're doing. I do have another camera I brought out here that I'm going to put up somewhere along here where I can't see it so good. And I'm going to reattach everything, put my camera back over there. If they come to do it again, I'm going to catch them on camera, and I'm going to send that footage to the game warden, and they're going to get arrested because I'm not dealing with this crap. Okay, so to reattach this, I thought about just using Phillips screws, but that's like one of the most likely things that they would have is a Phillips screwdriver or a Phillips screw drill. So I've got these square bits right here that I'm going to be using, because they're probably not going to have a square bit. So they don't have the square bit, they're not going to waste their time to go back wherever they came from and come and get it, to come back here just to tear it off. They're probably just going to try to hit it or something. And I'm going to order a new box today in case they do come and destroy it. I can just put a new box up here. But I have this stick in here. It's blocking my corn from coming out. So I'm trying to save a little bit of the corn that's, barely left in here. I think something, a piece of corn or something moisture got in here and it was blocking it. But then, I tapped on this and it fell off. So it's spilling everywhere. My salt block was actually moved, but I think that's the raccoons that have been doing that. And I also put a stand up here a couple weeks ago when I was here. You can see it's right up in that tree. So I'm ready for hunting season, but I'm not ready to deal with kind of this stuff. So I'm super disappointed, but there's nothing I can do about it now except for just fix it and move on. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Okay, I just reattached this with those screws. That worked very nicely. It is pretty sturdy and it still spins. So I'm going to go ahead and test this one more time. I'm probably going to reprogram this. I think I have it dropping quite a bit, but I'm just going to go ahead and test it. It's going to take about 10 seconds, and we're going to see how it works. Okay, so it just went off, and you could see in the beginning I had a hard time turning, but then once it got going, it started slinging the corn quite a bit. I'm going to test it one more time before I leave, but I'm not going to do it right now, and I am definitely going to reprogram this. It says it's 6:24 a.m. and it's definitely not. It's like 11 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'm going to have to reprogram this, but I'm going to go ahead and grab my ladder from my truck and a couple bags of corn and refill this thing. Okay, so this area is finished up. Feeder's working great. I got some corn put in it for the meantime, and I fixed my camera over there kind of as a dummy camera, and then I set one up over here that's going to be recording everything. I got it on video mode instead of image, so if anyone comes through, tries to mess with my feeder, that camera's going to catch them, and they're probably going to get turned into the game warden, because that's really immature and disrespectful for someone to come on to someone else's property and mess with someone else's stuff. You know, I have this property for free, knock on door permission. It's really hard to get those around here. For instance, this year I knocked on 20 properties. I had no idea who owned them. I had no idea the owner of them, didn't know their name. Knocked on 20 doors, and I didn't get a single one of them. So I was over 20 on that. That'd be a terrible batting average, but over 20. So I'm very fortunate to get this property, and I do not want it destroyed by someone else coming on it and ruining it for everyone else. So I'm just trying to keep it honest here, and not have someone just coming on and just destroying everything. So, but it's not all bad out here. I'm gonna go ahead and take you over to my Trophy Rock site. I've had some success over there, so I want to show you that before I head on out. Okay, so this is my Trophy Rock site right here. You can see the trail is being used, and there's a lot of deer activity all around this area. And here's the block itself. Looks like there's quite a bit of activity on it, and the deer seem to be using it. A couple footprints right next to it and around it. Big trail right here. This is the trail that I cut, and I know that deer are using it because if you come down here, the pond went down a little bit, so you can kind of see like this trail right here, and then you can see all of these deer tracks right in here of the deer using this whole entire area. So I think this is going to be a great spot. I'm excited for hunting season to start up here in a couple months and get out here and hopefully harvest a deer. Alrighty guys, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed me watching kind of take care of a problem I had out here. Let me know down in the comments what you would do if you had the same problem, if you'd be as mad as me, or if you would just say, oh, whatever, and just fix it and just move on with it. But that's all that you can do, is just try to fix it and try to put plans in place so that way it doesn't happen again. And I think that's what I did with using those different screws and putting that extra camera up.